Okay, what's going on, guys? And welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the guest, man.
Fighting out of Fight Academy Ireland, Cage Warriors flyweight. It's the dark horse, Ciaran Mulholland. Ciaran, how are you doing?
I'm good. That was a really good entrance. I think you should pick up a wee bit of MCing.
You know what? Joe McColgan was on here yesterday, and he was saying the same thing. What's called? I don't know what your man's name is. I think he's from Wales. The Cage Warriors intro guy, but I'm coming for everything you worked for.
The second Cage Warriors lands in Ireland. Ross is just going wherever they are.
Is it Hal Chaplin or something? I think his name is.
I think that is his name. Actually, it escaped me, but he actually seems like a really nice guy as well.
Yeah,
sorry, Hal.
He does, yeah. But Ciaran, welcome to the show. How you doing, man? It's great to have you on. And also, you're going into flyweight now. How does it feel to be like aim for that 125 pound?
To be honest, it's so good. I've really missed flyweight. I think there was maybe just a few changes in my life and stuff, and they said to go to bantamweight. That we had new baby and stuff, and everything was a lot of things going on. So I thought I need to stop being grumpy around fight week and everything else, and that I was going to make a change to bantamweight. But I think this has probably been one of the easiest weight cuts in a long time for me. I think I've been really disciplined with that. I've sort of looked after the nutrition. Everything's really going smooth. Everything's on point. So I'm really looking forward to back to flyweight. I think I feel so much stronger. I've got a lot of advantage to flyweight.
And Ciaran, it's sort of timing that we have you on today after Graham Boylan announced that there's now a new flyweight tournament to crown the new Cage Warriors flyweight champion. Obviously, Jake Hadley is going to go off and fight in Dana White Contender Series. How exciting does that make that for you? Because I always look at a tournament like this and think that someone has to come around the outside and become a number one contender.
Oh yeah, well, as soon as I seen that, I sort of thought that's brilliant for me, because a lot of fathers will sort of ruffle the whole division will be on sort of the move. So they've obviously announced the first two fights, and then the winner of that's going to fight in the for the winner of the title fight. But it'll be, as you said, someone on the outside is going to sort of be like looking in sort of the next number one contender. I think I've got a busy year sort of lined up. Can't tell obviously too much what's in the pipeline yet because it's not announced, but Cage Warriors have a lot of shows rest of the year, so I think a good win on Saturday puts you in good stead to get sort of maybe 3 more this year under the belt. And I think if I win all those, there's really no reason why I can't throw me in the hat.
And Ciaran, obviously you were, I think it was 10-10 as an amateur, and now you're 0-2 as a pro. Was it the first 2 losses at pro that made you feel maybe you'll be better off down at flyweight?
See, it's a mix of everything. I didn't feel not strong at bantamweight. I just thought I knew I was fighting a bantamweight for the wrong reasons. I wasn't fighting a bantamweight because it was heavy. I wasn't fighting a bantamweight because in that side I struggled making flyweight. I was fighting a bantamweight because I thought it was easier for family life. It was easier to work a full-time job. It was easy, so it was for the wrong reasons. And I sit down with myself one day and had a sort of think like, if I really want to make this a career plan, I need to go to flyweight. I need to use everything, all the advantages I can give myself. And flyweight was the big decision for me.
And the other thing I want to say is, what's the story with you and Next Gen Liverpool? When you step into the cage on Saturday, 3 of your last 4 opponents will be from Next Gen Liverpool. Do you have it in for them, or what's the story there?
He obviously doesn't support Liverpool. Like.
I'm a Liverpool supporter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's the strangest thing. Me and Nathan Thatcher, we were supposed to fight on the amateur scene. Because I was sort of like not one of the number one sort of prospects in especially in Ireland at the time. I sort of held 6 titles when I was supposed to fight Nathan, and Nathan was sort of cleaning up in the UK sort of pricing. But it never happened at amateur, and me and him fought pro, and me and Nathan are really, really friendly. I've mentioned Nathan back and forth, even this can't even know I'll fight something like that. I'll always sort of react to Nathan stuff and whatever else. So me and Nathan got like a quite a good relationship. I fought Conor Wilson. I think I was his last amateur fight, and he was maybe my last amateur fight. That was a fight I fought in Liverpool. I thought I won the fight, and it was marginalisation. It could have went either way, but personally, I thought I won the fight, and it went his way. Straight fought him, and then my last, I think the third one was Francis Breen. I fought him the Denny. She was I was in the Cage Warriors, the Grand Prix. So I don't know what it is with me and Next Gen, but I've seen the fight an awful lot of fighters. I think I fought probably all their flyweights, maybe apart from one, or well, flyweight bantamweights, maybe apart from one.
That's actually insane. But man, you've been in there with some of the best 135 and below guys
Yeah.
you know, the world has to offer. Like I know you fought Matisse as well. You fought Liam Giddens. And then one person who was like one of the biggest prospects in the world was Mohammed Mokaev as well. What was it like to fight him? Because like the whole world's looking at him now as, I suppose, the next Khabib.
See, that fight really annoyed me. Anyone who knows me, anyone who knows anything about that fight, I was chasing him for, years, chasing him for years. Never fought me. I think like I was supposed to fight him on Catholic Gladiators and stuff, and he sort of didn't want to fight me a flyweight. He refused to fight a flyweight. To the point where the promoter was actually going to put on like a 15.5 kilo belt or something. I was like, what nonsense is this? Like, fighting it, just give him to fight me a flyweight. Like, you can't make up your own weight divisions. And then I was on the way down the train. It was a Thursday night, and my phone blew up. It was like, Mohammed Mokaev mentioned in the story. And then I clicked in, and he was like, show me that you're a real champ now. He called me in 2 days' notice. I was like, this is like so typical of something you do. And in that fight as well, he headbutted me at the end of the third round. Because he was gassing out, and I laughed at him for gassing out. I was like, I took a fight in 2 days' notice. You're gassing out of 3 rounds. And I gave him a face and headbutt me. So I think we ever watched this fight back. Like, it looks like I made a big mad charge on him, but it was him in my face to headbutt me first, and that's why I made a big mad charge on him. But I don't rate him highly. I think there's a lot of holes in his game. I'm surprised he hasn't been found yet a pro. I think if he's just the way he fought me, if he fought me again now, I would able the head clean off him. I wouldn't have let him lay on my guard. Obviously, in the amateur, I was sort of throwing up submission attempts, and he was sort of like a real heavy style wrestling where he could sort of evade them. But in a pro game, he wouldn't be able to sit with head in my chest. He elbow on the top of his head. It opens up massively. That's a fight I'd love back, but I don't know if we'll ever cross again. Maybe the UFC. I sort of win the Cage Wars title and go on there if he ever gets signed through Brave or whatnot. We can meet the UFC, but otherwise, I don't think our paths will cross.
No, fair enough. Yeah, but just anyone who's ever fought him, I have to ask, because we actually know his boxing coach as well. He's actually a man from Donegal. So, do you know
as well? Yeah.
Do you know John Boyd? Do you, John Hutchinson?
No, I know of him. I don't know him personally.
He was a professional boxer. He was called the Buncrana Banger, and
he's Peter Yan's striking coach as well now.
He is indeed, yeah. So he's one of the creme de la creme. But let's get into your fight with Conor Wilson. Obviously, this is a rematch, and obviously you thought you won the first one. We obviously know hometown judging is a thing. How do you feel like it's going to go this time around?
Oh, there's like the style of a quote from Joe is like apples and oranges. It's completely different this time. Like, I've never had such a good camp, such a well structured camp in my whole entire life, and that's not one any gym I've ever been to. Anything like that. That's just like I've put in 6 solid months of work. I was supposed to fight in March time, and it fell through with COVID and stuff. That was on Cage Legacy. Because of March on the Cage Wars trilogy, and like rather than sort of beating around the bush or like humping, being like, oh my god, that didn't happen. Sort of, I was straight back in the train the night the fight got cancelled. And it just continued on. And then I was speaking to the Indians. The Indians said, listen, we'll get your match for the June trilogy. So keep your head down. And it's always been 6 real months of solid work. There's no days off, no corners cut, like no stone unturned. Everything is just been perfect at this camp. I've been working on loads of striking with like Shando, and I've been working with short guards and stuff for Thai. I've been loads and loads of wrestling with pad, grappling pad. So like everything of all tech boxes have been tech for this camp.
Also, now that you're going back to flyweight, how much notice would you need in advance before you had to step in the cage? Like, say, would you need at least 6 weeks to make the weight, or how does that work for yourself now?
Well, ideally, I would like time, but I mean, given an opportunity, I jump. Now it's different now with a management team behind me.
Yeah.
Or maybe so in terms of when they let me fight, but like I made flyweight on 8 days' notice against Liam Giddens. I fought Liam Giddens on 8 days' notice. I cut like 10 kilo.
Another next gen lad.
Yeah, he's 9 next gen. He wasn't next gen when I fought him.
Oh, he was. He moved after.
He was like Southport when I fought him. Yeah, Liam Giddens as well.
For anyone who wants to know, Ciaran Mulholland just like lives outside the next gen gym, and just like once one of the flyweights or bantamweight roll up, they're scrapping.
Yeah, he calls him out straight away.
Oh fuck me! It's so funny. I was thinking about that the other day. Him and I fought, and like who's are actually left. Like, because Nathan was talking about maybe coming over to the Fight Academy to sort of do a couple of rounds with me. Before the carnival match got sort of announced, but he said, well, it would have been after this fight anyway because he was like sort of real in deep camp, and then he says about maybe me coming over next year. So like it sort of made me ponder like who have I not fought over? Like it's going to be so awkward. Like I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna be like name how he has fought you, like Connor how he has fought you, like just fought everybody. It was just, like, so I don't know if like how
Well,
well like
look this way, Ciaran. You
over.
fought them all in your own. You probably fought everyone in your own gym as well, just not in a competitive MMA match that went on your record.
Yeah, well, that's it. And this is a sport we're in. We're in a crazy sport where it is.
Yeah, so look at the very top, even like Usman and Burns fought each other, and they were training together for years. So like it does happen. So
Yeah,
and
why not?
you see like the opposite as well. It's going to be a great big grudge match, and after sort of fight, they're best friends. Like the Paul Craig fight last week, they were slobbering in bed, and then next thing Paul Craig almost breaks your man's arm, and they're parting the guy after. It's such a mad sport, but I love it.
It definitely is. Ciaran, just judging from your record and seeing you fight, and then judging from Connor's record, do you think you'll have an advantage on the ground here? Because you have a lot of submission wins, and in his amateur career, he has quite a few submission losses. So is that where you're going to aim to take the fight?
I'm just going to put pressure on from the very first bell. If it goes to the floor, it goes to the floor. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just going to be in his face. He's a striker, and he's good if you let him look good. He likes to stay on the outside. He's sort of some spin attacks, and but he can only do that if you give him the space to do it. And we in his face the whole time. My gas tank has never been as good. Gas tank's never been a problem, but it's never been as good as it has. And I'm going to utilize it as a weapon. We in his face from the first minute until the last minute, however long the fight lasts.
Yeah, Ciaran, you're obviously opening up the card on Saturday, aren't you? So you'll be on what, like, about, you like to enter the cage. You like to take your time, so it'll probably be about 1:15, I'd say. But how, like, obviously, like, this is a big fight for yourself and your career. Like, how important is this fight for you going into this fight on Saturday?
Oh yeah, this is a massive fight. But I think when this fight was offered to us, like we sit down as a team and sort of looked at it. I'm like, how much I'd improved from January 3rd until we got this offer, and we had 6 weeks from the offer until the fight, and we were like, if I've made so much improvements in this and sort of these 4 months, by the time the fight comes up, made so many more, and it sort of proven correct. Like the amount of improvements I've sort of made up in Fight Academy, just training that's such a structure, twice a day, every day. I've made leaps and bounds in the game. I've closed so many small gaps, and I've had so many new tools. So this fight is a massive fight, but this is one we're really confident we can win.
Absolutely, and so you should be. You have a great team over there and up there in Fight Academy. So we definitely wish you all the best. We'll be supporting our own. Despite Energized having a few next gen links of our own, we're still going to be cheering on Ciaran Mulholland.
Yes,
definitely. Ciaran, tell us this: how did you get your hand raised? What's the finishing combo, or will we be leaving it in the hands of the judges?
I don't think I'll be going to judges this time. Went to judges for a time, didn't go away, so I'm going to be, as I say, in his face from minute 1 till minute last, but I don't think it's going to go 15.
There we have it, Basmo. Anything else to add in?
No, that's brilliant, Ciaran. It was great to have you on as well, because like I think we've nearly had all the Irish fighters that are fighting this week on. We just have one more Deckies coming on as well. But Ciaran, thanks a million for coming on, and we really look forward to seeing the performance Saturday.
Yes.
You'll be out in the cage at 1:15 on Saturday, so make sure everyone to check it out and tune in. Ross, anything else to say?
I just want to give Ciaran the floor. Did you need to say something, Ciaran?
I just want to shout out the sort of my team, all my training partners, everybody at Fight Academy knows who they are, and my sponsors. We were my sponsors on my fight kit and on my fight banner, so they'll be getting the shout out after the fight as well.
Brilliant. There we have it. I knew he wanted to say something. I could see him itching in there. Guys, if you did like this video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow Ciaran on Instagram. And as always, stay energized.